Hi everyone, my name is Jessie Young, and today I'm going to be leading us through a series of movements inspired by Pilates that are intended to kind of open up tension in the hands, do a little bit of stretching for the neck, check in with our breath through our rib cage as we're laying down, and by the end of our time, we will be standing on our feet. In this video, I will be demonstrating and working through these movements if you would like any kind of visual cueing. And also interspliced, I will be using footage with my friend Sophie, who I also did some of these exercises with earlier today. The land that I'm on is the land of the Lower Elwha tribe, and also known as Port Angeles, Washington. And right now, the sun that's coming into the frame here is the sun setting to the west. I've had a full day of chores, and I'm taking some time to do movement with you outside. I think of this as a practice that you can mainly listen to or to even do with your eyes closed if that feels helpful for you. I think to begin with, have clothes on that you feel you can move in, not necessarily movement clothes in terms of being loose. They can be jeans or whatever. But have a space where you can lay comfortably on the ground and at least open your arms out to like the length of your elbows. So we will get started here. I'm going to move my camera down. And I want you to start by sitting comfortably and letting your legs cross. And if you're tight in your hips, you can kind of come up onto either a book or like a blanket to kind of like lift up the hips a little bit. And I want you to bring your hands together and start rubbing your palms. And you're going to get heat between your hands here. Start to go a little bit faster. Watching the shoulders kind of dropping down onto the back. And then place the hands on your chest. And draw down through the fingers here. I'm going to lift up the camera. Draw down through your fingers and lift your chin up towards the sky. And kind of pulling down with the arms as you do that, trying to stretch the neck here. And then nod your chin down to your sternum, and you're going to look down towards your feet. And then bring your head upright. And with your nose, kind of as the guide, I want you to turn your head over your right shoulder. And then turn your nose over your left shoulder. Okay, so extend your legs out in front of you. Just to take a reset here. Legs extend out, crease at your hips and then your back and your head and just drop over. Breathe up into your back here. And then rolling back up, and you're going to cross your legs the other way. So see if you can remember kind of where you were first. Cross the legs the other direction. I think that's it, yeah. And we're going to stretch our hands. So I want you to take a moment to just bring your hands out in front of you and to look at them. And to let your gaze move on to the lines of your hands, really pull them into focus. And actually while you're here, bring your hands up a little higher. Bring them so that they're about 3 inches in front of your face. And keep the hands as the main focus here. So looking onto them, taking in the lines and the architecture of your hands as if it was like a topography now of your life, of your dailiness. Noticing the difference in the indentations and the creases. So beyond your hands is blurry, and right now the focus of your hands is clear. And on the count of 3, I want you to shift your focus so that the hands become blurry and what is furthest in the distance becomes clear. Counting from 3, 2, 1, and then look past your hands. So looking to the furthest point you can see in front of you, and I want you to pull that into focus, into clarity, letting your hands, as they're right in front of your face, exist as like a blurry presence. Good, staying there. And we're going to alternate between the focus now. So shift to focus on your hands, and then shift to focus past your hands. And do that again. Shift to focus on the hands, and shift to focus past them. One more time, to the hands, and then beyond the hands, and let them come down. Okay, so taking the hands now, fingers kind of feeding towards each other. I'm going to scoot closer. I want you to weave your fingers together, and then turn your palms to face towards the front of your body, shoulders down, and you're going to try to stretch the hands out here. So try to avoid this kind of unraveling. Try to keep them feeding directly across to each other, shoulders down. Take a deep breath into the sides of the ribs. Exhale out. Then bring the hands to you. Turn the palms up to face your chin, and imagine drawing your elbows together to touch. Good, and then as you're here, take your nose over your right shoulder. Take your nose over your left shoulder. Come back to the front, shake the hands out. And we're going to do the other side, so the other angle. So whatever hand you fed on top, let's switch it. Sometimes it takes a moment to figure out which one. And again, pressing the hands forward, try to keep the fingers feeding across from each other, stretching out through the hands, keeping the length up through your skull as you're there. And then bring the hands into you, pressing them up, draw the elbows towards each other, and now take your nose down towards your hands, and then up towards the sky. And then forward, and shaking them out. So I like to start with stretching the hands because we're about to spend some time on our hands, and I think it's nice to feel like they're kind of open. So as we come onto our hands and knees, this is the ridge line. When I refer to a ridge line of the hand, I'm thinking of it as this place. So I want you to come onto your hands and your knees, and I want you to focus on pressing on the ridge line as you set up there. So setting up on the hands and knees, get the hands underneath of your shoulders. If you have especially tight wrists, you can also dial the hands from here out a little bit. And then I want you to focus, as you're here, on really stacking the elbows over the wrists and the shoulders over the elbows. A little bit. Yeah, so from here, knees are on the ground, the weight is over the hands. I want you to shift forward and back. Yep, kind of reaching with the head and the tail. And then you're going to shift side to side, so from the right to the left. And again, you're just feeling different parts of the hand warming up here. Then come back into the middle. And we're going to do that same thing with one hand behind your back. So staying tall on your right hand, bring your left hand behind your back, and you're going to rock forward and back. And then rock side to side. And then switch your hands. So place your left hand down, really opening up the palm, put your right hand behind your back, and rock forward and back. And then rock side to side. Good, and then put both hands on the floor. So both hands are going to be on the ground here. And from this position, I want you to just let your chest sink between your arms and lift back up. So you're letting the chest drop down and pushing back up, really feeding that movement from the open hands, down and lift. Do that 2 more times, thinking of the shoulder blades coming together on the back as you sink, and then drawing apart as you lift. One more time. And then stay lifted in your shoulders. From here, you're going to arch, tilting the tailbone up towards the sky and looking up. And then you're going to curve. And as you curve, imagine your glutes squeezing onto your tailbone and pulling your tailbone down to the ground as you look in towards your belly. And take that again. So you're arching up and then curving under. And pair that up with your breath now. Inhale as you arch in one direction and exhale as you curve. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, arching up. And exhale, curve under. So now stay curved under. So you're kind of squeezing the tailbone with the glutes, looking up towards your belly. We're going to take a ripple through your spine. So you're going to let your tailbone start to untuck, and then it's going to ripple through the body until the last thing is your head looking up towards the sky. And then go the other direction. Start with your tailbone, tuck the tailbone under, and then sequentially rolling back into curve. And let's do that 2 more times. So it's like a wave rolling through the body until eventually you're looking up. And then starting with the tailbone curving down, finding kind of like each vertebrae moving one at a time to go under. Do it one more time. Tilting the tailbone up until the last thing to look up is your head. And then curving under until the last thing is your head nodding down. Good, and then from there, press back into just a folded position here. Reach the arms out even further. Let the head drop down. Taking a deep breath wide into your ribs. So a deep inhale, and then a deep exhale, letting the weight of your head drop down. Okay. All right, everybody, you're going to come down to lay on your back now. So I want you to flip around to lay on the back. And as you come onto your back here, you can find a small book to place under your head if you want a little bit of support just for the base of the skull. You're going to be on your back with your knees touching each other and your feet wide apart from each other. So in this position, you're kind of in a stacked pose with the legs. And I want you to start by touching your rib cage. So letting the hands come onto your ribs and using your hands to kind of walk around the architecture of your rib cage. Imagining inside of the body this kind of moist darkness, kind of encompassing the bones. And then I want you to let your fingers rest right between 2 bones in your ribs. So I want you to feel 2 bones in the ribs, and in between them, this kind of space. And I want you to let your fingers rest in that space. Legs are resting on each other. And as you're here, I want you to inhale and to get that space to open up. So as you inhale, letting the ribs really open apart from each other. And as you exhale, feel that space closing in. And then taking that again, the inhale, opening up the space between the ribs. And exhale out. And the image here is kind of like if you can imagine blinds, and you're tilting the blinds or rotating them open to let the sunlight in as you inhale. And as you exhale, imagine them closing back in. So it's a small kind of rotation going up as you inhale and exhaling down. Good. So now continue to breathe. And I want you to reach your arms straight up over your head, so all the way back on the floor behind you. Reach your arms long.
And then from there, you're going to find an exhale and lower your arms all the way down to the floor by your sides. Good, and do that again. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead. And exhale, bringing the arms down to your sides. Let's do that 4 more times. Arms go overhead, keeping the rib cage kind of in the body as they stretch overhead. And exhale down. And 1 more time here. Inhale, reaching up and overhead. And then exhale down. So the arms are going to rest at your sides. The knees are touching. In this position, I want you to reach your low back into the mat as if it was kind of tucking under. So you feel this kind of reaching towards the floor with your low back, and then arch in the other direction. And take that again, curving into the low back, and then arching away. Let's do that 2 more times, curving in, and then lengthening away 1 more time here, curving in, lengthening away, and then you're going to curve your low back into the mat and roll to lift your whole spine up off the floor. Knees are still touching, and once your pelvis is up, open your knees wide, and then sequentially roll back down, and then bring your knees to touch. So try that again. Knees stay touching. You're going to peel your spine up off of the floor. Keep it up off the floor. Open your knees wide so the feet can even adjust for this. Soften the sternum and roll down. Let's do this 1 more time. So knees touch and you roll up. Then the knees open and you roll down. And then you're going to reverse. So the knees stay wide as you roll up through your spine. Then the knees come together and you roll down. Good, and let's do that 2 more times. Knees open, rolling up. Knees together and rolling down. 1 more time here. Knees open, rolling up. And then knees together and rolling down. Great. So from there, keep your feet where they are and let the knees drop side to side. So letting them go over towards the right and the left. Great. Let's come back into the middle. So the middle now is going to be your feet on the floor. You're going to have your pelvis in what Pilates will call like a neutral position, but it's basically a way of saying to stabilize your low back. So in this moment, I want you to have the curve of your low back present, and you're going to work to kind of stabilize that and support it. So in other words, the pubic bone and the hip bones are on the same kind of plane. So braid your fingertips together like how you did before and create a hammock for your head. So you're going to really hold the base of the head. Let the elbows come up slightly. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, imagine your exhale leaving your body at your sternum as you soften the chest and come up, keeping your pelvis in a neutral position, and then lay back down. So deep breath in, exhale, softening at the sternum to come up, and down. Let's do this 6 more times. Exhale, softening the body, look up, look out, see your body there, and then lay back down. For another 5. And back 4 more times here. For another 4. Exhale, lifting up. Use your eyes as you come up there to look out. See something as you lift up. I lost count. Let's do 3 more. Exhale, lifting up for 3. And for another 2. Now on the next one, stay up in your chest lift and extend your right leg out on the floor. So the right leg is reaching long away from you. You're going to do the same thing, only now your leg is extended. So arms are behind your head. Let's do 4 here. So inhale, laying the head back, and exhale, lifting your chest up. For another 3, exhale to lift. 2 more. For 2. And on the next one, you're going to stay up. So you're going to stay up in this chest lift. I want you to lift your right leg up to the height of your eyeballs. So it's like the toe and the eyes are on the same plane. Yep, and then lay your head and heel down so they touch on the floor at the same time. Do that 2 more times, lifting up and back down. And on the next one, stay up. I want you to reach your right arm long, keep your left arm behind your head. I want you to pump this arm right from the top of your shoulder, as if you were slapping the top of water with your arm. And we're going to do half of what Pilates calls the hundreds, right? So I'm going to count for you here. I'm actually going to snap with this other hand. Good. So I want you to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 more. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up a little higher. Lay all the way down. Woo! Hug your knee into your chest. This left knee, take this left knee over to the right for a twist. Let that left arm open out. Breathe into the ribs here. And then let's do the other side. So come back to lay on your back, finding that stabilization for your low back there. Slide your left leg out away from you. You're going to do 4 chest lifts here. So hands come behind your head, take a deep breath in, and exhale, lift up for 4, and 3, for another 2. On the next one, you're going to stay up. Bring your left leg up in line with your eyeball, so they're both on the same plane. Lower the head and leg down at the same time, and back up. So challenge yourself to have the head and heel touch the floor at the same moment. Down and up. One more time, and you go down. You come up, reach your left arm long. You're going to have it pump beside you. That's it. I know I can't see you, but I'm like, keep going. Yep, and you're going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 more. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, last one. And exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, come up a little higher, and then lay back down. Woo! Okay, so bending both knees. I want you to take a little kind of drop with your knees towards the left, right? And so by little, I mean don't adjust the feet. So keep the feet where they are, let your knees drop over actually to the right. And what you're going to do here is let this left arm come across your pelvis. You're going to circle forward in front of you. Let the arm make a complete circle, reach up over your head, come back, and then come on to your back with your legs. And let's do that 2 more times to that side. So knees drop to the right, and then you let that left arm trail behind you and circle. Up and overhead, around. One more time here. Knees drop over to the right, and you circle. And then let's go to the other side. So knees are going to fall over towards the left. Let that right arm trail behind you. Reaching forward, up over your head, around and back. Yep, 2 more times here. Knees drop, pelvis, then the ribs and the arm. One more time here. Knees over. And then from there, roll over to your right and come up. Okay, we're going to come into a plank position here. So setting up for plank, let's come back onto our hands and our knees. So you're going to get the hands right under, oop, look at all that. It's great. Oh, wow, it's even up in the hair. All right, so hands are underneath your shoulders. From this position here, I want you to feel like you're kind of being hugged in from your low belly, right? So as if even a hand was here, just cradling your low belly. Tuck the toes under, lift your knees an inch off the floor, and keep your butt sticking out, right? So try not to let it tuck as you're here, and continue to breathe. right? So really through all of this work, you're letting your breath really be the base of your movement. Taking a deep breath in, exhale out, lower your knees down. We're going to do that again. So from here, you're going to lift your knees up, take a deep breath in, then exhale, lengthen your legs up, and you're going to walk your hands in towards your feet to hang over your legs, and just shake the head yes and no, shake the shoulders out. From here, you're going to walk into a plank position on your hands. So you're going to let your hands kind of fall out into the space, and then walk your feet out, and you're going to be in this plank position. Now, if this feels like too much load on your low back, you can bring your knees to the floor and be here, right? Focusing on the breath. And then let's walk our hands back in towards our feet. So if your knees are on the ground, lift them up, walk the hands back to your feet, hang over the legs. Good. On this next one, a little different. You're going to walk your hands out. Come on to a plank position on your forearms. Yep, and again, knees can be on the ground if that's helpful for the low back. From this position, you're kind of lifted up in the shoulders. You're going to let your knees and then your pelvis come down, and then you're going to arch forward with your sternum. So when you're here, walk your elbows a little more forward, lift up, open your sternum in front of you, and then roll back into a plank position. So head, upper back, middle back, lower back to plank. Let's do that 3 more times. So rolling through and lengthening up, and then back under. 2 more times here for another 2. Curving back in. 1 more time for another 1. Good. Coming back into a plank position. From here, push up onto your hands. Walk your hands in towards your feet and your feet into your hands. Yeah, and we're just about to finish here standing. So as you're hanging over your legs, let the weight kind of pool in towards your heels, and let's bend your knees and create almost like a shelf with your legs. And then as you're there, wiggle your toes, right? So letting the toes work kind of like 10 limbs, which they are, right? So they're there to kind of support you. Let the head drop down. Shake the shoulders out. And then to come up to finish, what we're going to do is push our feet into the ground and then roll up to stand. So pushing the feet down, rolling up sequentially here, letting the legs press into the ground. Good. And then once you're up, wiggling the toes out, just finish by taking a stretch here. I'm going to come down a little lower. Finish by taking a stretch where you let your arms reach up towards the sky. And then an exhale down. And then you're all done. Thanks for joining, you guys. Thank you for being here. And hope this helps in the dailiness that we're moving through together. Thank you.